All right, you guys, good afternoon and happy Thursday. We did indeed. I know you were probably wondering, is he going to do it for a fourth day in a row? Well, I did, and I will tell you it was not easy. Well, it was if you knew what to look for, but it wasn't if you didn't. And so for newer traders, it wasn't the easiest stock to trade, but we're going to break down how I was able to for another green day, thanks to the free stock watch list that hopefully you used. Hopefully you checked it out last night. Like I said today, my top stock was NUWE, and that is all I traded today. Now, I traded this pretty well. We're going to walk through exactly how to know what pullbacks are good pullbacks versus bad pullbacks. How do you know, to avoid a knife, essentially? How do you avoid knives on stuff like this? And I will tell you, this thing was very knifey. It was very knifey, and we sort of got a good feel for that. Back here, let me give where's my pen at? Here's my pen. We got a good feel for that back here in pre-market when it first had this big leg, because as you know from last night's watch list, I gave this to you way down here. What was it? Well, I put on the watch list last night initially for my students. It was down here at like $2.50. And so, I mean, this thing hit a high of over almost, 639 today. Now, we came into pre-market this morning, and there's only one way to watch this. Because what happens, we come into, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., even 7 a.m., only one way to watch it. All right, so we have this high from yesterday where we have this, it's sort of, there's so many signs here that you can't play this to the upside. People ignore the signs. And I think most of you today, too, probably ignored the signs. Every time it tries to make a move to the upside, what happens? Big rejection. Big rejection. Every time it tries to, it gets snapped back down. The same thing happened here, too, over VWAP. And so we have to look at these things. And so we got a good sense of that right here. Now, I knew that going into the open, the only way that I could watch this was to the upside. I obviously can't try to take a pullback. At that point, I'm playing the backside of the move. This is a no-go, so I have to watch to the upside. Okay, so we're watching it over that high of, what was this, like 469, whatever. Yeah, so I was watching it over those highs. And again, we notice the same thing. It tries to go here, big topping tails, like 5 times. Middle finger off the highs, literally, middle finger off the highs. So again, I know it's going to be heavy to the upside, so I've got to look for pullbacks. That's my only option, is to look for pullbacks. So I'm wanting to see price where it's going to be trying to grab liquidity. Those are my entries off defined risk, right, for that next leg. And that's what we did here on every single entry this morning on NUWE, except for the one at the open, which we're going to talk about some. I'm so frustrated from that still, but we'll talk about it too. We'll talk about the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. So the first entry here, look at this. So we have this big flush, this big drop where it bases and then reverses back to the upside. So I know as it pulls back to, all right, over these previous highs from pre-market, it found support, right? So buyers found interest here. Buyers are liking it. So it pulls back over the 50 EMA, it pulls back over VWAP, and buyers step in, it reverses all the way back to, $5.40 just about. So it knifes back into the same exact zone, and as it does that, you'll see here it wicks off the low, and I see a buyer start to step back in. And so what do? I take it there. Again, super awesome entry. Look at this, super awesome entry. Take it there at $4.97, risking bottom of the zone off about 485, 480. And so I had roughly, 10, 15 cents of risk at most for that range back higher to the, again, previous highs here. Now, I got that perfect move. I'll tell you that with how knifey this stock was, I didn't have the conviction to sit here and hold the majority up into those highs. So I had a half left there at 515, quarter left at 529. I tried to give it a chance to get squeezing back over these highs. That never happened. So you can see I sold the rest, back, what was it, like 15 cents above my entry. Either way is a nice trade. But, this trade here, I overall had it from 497 to about 530. So it was super nice. A little over 30 cents a share. Then I'm watching it in the market open. Of course, I know it open. Everybody's watching this. For one, it was my top stock last night. Two is leading gapper in the market. People are watching this. It's probably going to get squeezing. Now, sadly, I didn't take it into market open. It was just too tight for me to take it into the bell. I mean, look at this. So I just didn't take it into the open. I didn't like it. It broke out. Well, let's talk about that because this is where it gets interesting. So I actually try to take it here before the open. I take it. I'm looking for it to quickly get squeezing out into the bell, and it just doesn't happen. And it stinks because I took it. I'm looking at the level 2. The ask is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. It's getting slapped out the way. So, okay, you know what? Let's try to take it here for the breakout into the open. And it fakes out, and then it goes after the bell. Anyways, so after open, we get popping. We get popping, popping, popping. And I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. And I know we have these big topping tails back here from pre-market, right? So we know we have sellers here, right? This area of supply is sitting through here. So this breaks out the bell. We make a move to 590, 585. It pulls back to 560. And on stream, if you were there, you know how frustrating this was. I said, all right, guys, I'm going to take some here at 560 for the next leg higher. I try to put on a limit order at the open because I didn't want to get stuck with a bad fill from slippage or whatever. My order gets completely skipped, and I missed this entire leg. Now, and I was very surprised too because my order that I placed by limit was 570. I don't know how it happened, but anyways, regardless of how it happened, I just didn't get filled. So it just goes without me. I have to cancel my order and then take it again off the highs, and I'm able to still play it really well. But this would have probably transformed. Wait, not probably. It would have. It would have transformed my day. Taking it there at 560 and then it ran to 620. This would have transformed my day. Again, it is what it is. What can you do about it? But but just go on to the next trade. So, anyways, I played off the highs for the break of 599 to 613. Take the pullback 599 back to 613. Again, I take the dip back where I wanted it initially. Right back where I wanted it initially. I took it there at 582, got it all the way back to 6. Sold the rest of my entry because it wasn't ready to go back higher. I played again lower where I'm waiting for it to grab liquidity. And so where it pulls back, these pullbacks, I love watching these dips where, again, it tries to grab liquidity. And so I know we have this range high sitting through here from pre-market. We have this range high sitting through here. And of course, we have the previous high of day. So as it pulls back, it knifes back into this range at the, again, pre-market range high. And as it does, this first candle, we have this big bottoming wick, right? So buyers stepped in, sellers were weak out of the range. Same thing happens on the next candle. It pulls back beneath that previous candle, and guess what? It gets wicked up again, showing that this thing is not ready to go back down, right? It's not ready to head south yet. So that's your confirmation right there. It tells you exactly what you want to see, what you need to know. So wicks off the low again, off these pre-market levels. Again, right off the 50 EMA. Wow, this looks good. So I take it again. You can see here, I take it back at 544. And I know how knifey it is because it just knifed off the highs. So I'm keeping that in the back of my mind. Again, I take it at 544, risking previous candles low. Again, 10 cents of risk. And as we get up to about a 1-to-1 risk to reward, you can see around 556, 557. I do get trimmed a little bit quick. And again, the reason why is I'm so, in this case, cautious of a knife. I want to make it risk-free when I can, then just let it go. And you'll see what I did here. So I had a quarter sold through here, half left through this range here, and let the rest go. You can see I didn't sell anything on this candle here because at that point it's risk-free. Why would I? So I focused on making it risk-free, then let it go. As we get up into these previous highs, of course, from there, that's where I was able to take the rest out. You can see all through here and sold the rest for full profit as we reject off these previous highs. And you'll see what happens where it tries to make a new high right here on this candle, and it does. It pops all the way to 633, but then it instantly wicks off the high. And again, that's where I took my full exit right here. Now, I put some runners back into this thing, and I know looking back, it's like, did it really make any sense to put runners back into it? Maybe not. Anyways, I grabbed runners at 613 for the squeeze over 630. I gave a little bit of profit back. I was able to get some trimmed off 623. Sold the rest. Look at this bad fill at 566. So that wasn't great. That wasn't great. Mind you, it was just runners. Ended up being almost a break-even trade. But anyways, I got it back and then some on the next few trades. So anyways, came back from that. You can see I took it off the pullback again. We have this big wick putting off the low. This was some nasty slippage. But anyways, wick putting off the low. I took it back at 588. Got to move back to 622. Again, same story here. Wick off the high. I get out full. I get some slippage on the last exit. But again, a nice trade. Overall, 587 to about 622. And was able to get this one back at least and then some. Because, of course, this was not runners. It had a bit more size than this one. Yeah, it's all about expected value. I saw a few people, or I saw one person today in chat that said they had given back their profit on this move here. And the big thing I want to note, I always try to note on stream what my size is whenever I'm trading proportionally to my risk. And so like I said this morning, of course, this was just runners. I said, all right, guys, adding runners back here for the possible squeeze over the high of day, just to have some meat back in the game. Sadly, again, we didn't get the next leg. And I tried to get out there on the break of that previous low. It just happened so quick, I got slipped. And so anyways, that was that. Took a little paper cut. And of course, made it back on the next trade. It's all expected value, right? Which trade is the higher quality setup? And I want to talk about this too. When you look at this, You look at this, you look at this. We talk about the expected value of each setup. Which trade and what order are they from greatest value to least value? And that easily, again, I think you can all understand from risk to reward perspective. This is first, right? This is greatest expected value. This is 2. This is 3. And so you expose to each of these trades, right, proportional to their expected value. And right, so greatest expected value, most size, lowest, of course, least size, and so on and so forth. That's how you protect yourself. That's how you protect your profits. Sizing is important. If you're trading something that where the bets or the odds are in your favor, of course, you're going to take more size 9 times out of 10. You got to do it in trading too. Anyways, we set up again at knives. I don't take it here. I wish that I did. This is the only one that I really missed this morning. I wish I had taken it here. We had this pass low that I could have used to define it, but in my mind, I'm thinking it's backside, so I leave it alone, and I missed the move. It is what it is. Anyways, it reclaims trend. I take another pullback. I get another nice little move. 567 back to 596. Of course, then at knives, sell the rest back at my entry. Thankfully, I only had a half left after getting my trims here. And, of course, here I was able to get out before the knife. You can see here I try to play it again off this pullback for the squeeze back up into the previous highs. But as it, look at this, it tries to, look at this, it retests this range and puts in place this nasty wick off the high. That's when I got out full. Then this thing just goes knifing into the basement. So it's just the fact of it just had no range at that point. And so if it's going to reject, just listen to it and get out. Didn't want to give back. And I didn't. Thankfully, we kept our profit on this. I'll tell you, this was not easy to trade. The pullbacks are very nice. I did very well on these. I did very well on these, very well on this, very well on this, even on this. So I had a lot of really good trades on this, but it was not easy. To try and hold size on this was not easy because it just felt like a knife was coming any second. There were a lot of knives, and you can see a lot of that here, back through here, all through here, all through here. There was just a lot of knives on it today. So it's hard to take much size, hard to let it go. And so again, that's why you'll see that I did trim kind of aggressively to make these things risk-free just in case it did decide to knife. So anyways, that's the morning. This is the only stock that I traded today. It was last night's top stock from the free watch list. Hopefully you caught it today. It was easy if you knew what to look for, but you had to play the pullbacks. If you didn't play the pullbacks, you probably got smoked, but the opportunities were definitely nice. So hopefully tomorrow is nice too. So far, it's been a really nice all green week. Hopefully we can end the week on a good note tomorrow. I'm looking forward to just getting into the weekend. Hopefully have something big run tomorrow so that people come in on Monday looking for the next thing to chase, looking for the next big runner out there. That will help us definitely a lot in terms of opportunity to have another fun green week to start August as we go into Monday. So as always, comment down below how you did today. If you have any questions too about anything that I did today or any trades that you took today, any struggles you've been going through, let me know. I'll be checking comments to reply to those to hopefully help you guys out. And always, make sure to subscribe if you did learn a thing or two in this video, and make sure to grab your 7-day free trial to trade alongside me every single morning in real time in the description down below, and I will see you back there.